Welcome to a special edition of Liverpool Rumours podcast, in which we'll be discussing the Liverpool Man United Europa League game tomorrow night. Joining me, as always, is Edo1 and our special guest from the Man United page, Chris the Red Man.
Hello. Evening, ladies.
Is that your opening line?
It always works.
Hey, this is killer banter, this. What a start.
What a start. We're off.
You see my moves.
Now we're there. Now we're flying.
That's how we're going for the kill.
Moves like Dick Ayer. Right. Right, let's kick it off then. Firstly, I've written down some notes. So far, the top line says opening, and I've knocked that out of the park. Second,
and you've deleted the bit about your masturbation injury already once.
We deleted that.
It.
We deleted that. Yeah. Hold on. I've got down here. Pause for laugh at Tristan's joke. There it is. And then after that, I've got lineups. So, to Redman. Let's go with your views on who Man United will line up with tomorrow night.
Who I think they will line up with, who I want them to line up with.
Both. Entertain us.
Okay, I think that we should
not like
with lots of... I think we should... Yeah, that would be a very boring podcast. I think we should line up with lots of pace down each wing, look to counter... Obviously, Moreno likes to get forward and he's a bit slow getting back, so I'd like to see Lingard down the right. I'd like to see Mata given another chance in the number 10 role. Similar sort of team that we've played in recent weeks, really. But Van Gaal said Fellaini's fit, so I can imagine that we're just going to hit Fellaini, especially if Lucas plays centre-back. I can imagine that we're just going to look to hit Fellaini as quick as possible and get runners off him.
I'll just stop you there, Chris, to inform you Lucas is injured.
Yep.
4 to 6 weeks out, yeah. It's a shame.
It's a good start to the podcast. Okay, so now Lucas is not fit.
Knowledge is there.
Hold on, that's just giving me deja vu. What a guest we had on not long ago was talking about a player who was injured playing. Was that Harry? Was it Harry or Wes?
Maybe he is Harry.
Are you Harry in disguise? Are you one of his other usernames?
As much knowledge of football as Harry, to be fair.
I think that's doing...
And the banter level too.
That's a discredit to Harry. But, yeah. So, you want pace down the wings, so you're looking at Lingard on the right. Is that where he plays? Is it a sort of right wing attack?
Yeah, or I would personally maybe put Marcus Rashford there, just because he started out as a winger and he's been converted into a striker in recent times. And he's looked quite effective when he's been moved there throughout like different parts of the game on Sunday and the game before that.
Is this the lad that's going to win us the Euros because he scored a couple of goals?
That's the lad that the press has had are going to win us the Euros.
And the World Cup and the Ballon d'Or next season.
Yeah, we remember Januzaj and Makeda far too much to start hyping him up just yet. There hasn't been much of the overhype on the page anyway.
No, okay, that's good to know. There is some sense not losing their heads over it. I mean, yeah, it's a great start for him, but
he's got to first of all get himself in the team on a regular basis, and then find his consistency before we can even start mentioning him for England. I think anyway. That's just me, but it's Roy Hodgson and...
Yeah, I mean, there's about 9 strikers ahead of him at the minute, but...
He is versatile, though. And to be honest with you, if it was a toss-up between him and Walcott, I don't know which one I'd take, just because I don't rate Walcott that highly anyway. I'd
take neither, to be honest, and take James Milner instead.
James Milner, where would he play? Where would he play for England?
He plays everywhere.
Vardy's on the wing, isn't he? Vardy's filling his wing position, so you've got no chance.
That's right. I forgot we're gonna Andy Johnson Vardy up, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah, he can't play up front apparently for England.
He's good.
To right.
England will absolutely destroy him. The man needs to be a centre forward. His pace is ridiculous. He scores for goals. He's loving it. And Hodgson, Liverpool related, we know what Hodgson's like. You will find him playing centre mid or right mid come the Euros.
It's a really simple thing, isn't it? Play your form players in their positions and hope that they continue their form.
It is. It's so simply, but then, your player is the worst culprit for disproving that.
Who's that?
Mr. Rooney.
Oh,
yeah, Mr. Rooney. I mean, he's been out of form since 2009.
I'd ask you the question: what is his position?
A centre forward.
Or a number 10. It seems whenever Rooney has a good game centre forward, he's a centre forward. Whenever he has a bad game centre forward, everyone starts saying he's a number 10. Whenever he has a bad game at number 10, he's a centre forward.
Personally, I think his best position is left back on the bench.
Yeah,
I think maybe they make excuses for him in England. I don't know. That's just me.
You think England make excuses for him?
Yeah, I think that when he has a poor game up front, everyone says, it's because he's a number 10. When he plays poorly in the number 10 role, everyone says, he's a striker.
Yeah, but even if he's going to play number 10 or striker, I mean, there's better players who are natural in them positions. 3 off the top of your head for centre forward are Vardy, Kane and Sturridge. A couple in a number 10 role is Barkley is twice the player at the minute. What have the number 10s of England got? Yeah, Barkley, you play at number 10 over Rooney every day.
Lallana?
I'd put Rooney in the same category as Lallana. Good on the ball, but does nothing with it.
Good on the ball, Rooney?
Yeah,
I was going to say, that's the problem, is Rooney isn't good on the ball.
I think he keeps possession well.
I disagree. I think Rooney's been on the decline for the last 4 years, and I think his first touch has totally deserted him now. And I think we've crossed the point of no return now. It's not a case of will he ever get it back. It's a case of can he get some level back, because I'm not quite sure what his level is at the moment. It's so up and down. He used to be a good striker that had quite a run of bad form, and now he seems to be a bad striker that has a run of good form. That's how.
Yeah, he literally scores a worldie every 12 games, and everyone forgets about the rest.
Exactly, or he will score 3 in a row, and then everyone says he's back, and it's. But then maybe
that was it, yeah, because he was
the last
back.
20 years of having all the hopes of a nation dumped on his shoulders every tournament. So
I think he's actually paying the price for being a fat knacker who won't be professional in his off-field life. Actually, personally. Nothing to do with hype.
Well, he needs.
That's the issue with him.
It was obvious from a young age that he took his career for granted, wasn't it? He sort of took that he was going to, just because he was a big, strong 18-year-old, didn't mean he was going to be the best 24-year-old. And
he left Everton too early. That was the problem.
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe, I mean, you can't argue.
But he did have great seasons when he left.
Yeah, I was going to say you can't. I don't think you can argue that he was.
But his career would have gone on. He'd have still been at top level now if he'd have stayed at a small, and then.
Yeah, but that's the same
level, isn't he? He still has at the top level now.
No,
he's still there.
Playing at a top level, not.
I don't think. I think Rooney doesn't. I don't know. It just seems his whole persona on the football pitch seems like he doesn't enjoy it anymore. To me.
Of course he doesn't. He enjoys the end of the week and he gets 300 grand or whatever it is. That's his favourite time of the month. But
and Paul Stretford's.
I don't know who that is.
That's Rooney's agent.
Yeah, I bet he loves that time. He's just seeing out his paycheck now. I mean, he's anyway. As per professionals, always come off topic.
I fear we've strayed.
Yeah, well, what was the topic again?
So, Lingard on the wing. And then
Is Rooney fit even?
Rashford,
no, Rooney's not fit.
The hero.
So why did we discuss Rooney?
You started it, Trish. You got on about Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, Tristan, just shut up. Let us professionals do this, okay?
I never mentioned Rooney
podcast down, Benny.
Someone brought up Rashford and I had to have a moan. So yeah, you've got the super, the next Messi and Rashford. You think he might play on the wing?
I know that's who I'd like to see him on the wing. I think Lingard will play on the wing. I think Fellaini. I thought Fellaini would play up front. Well, near enough up front to lean on Lucas. But now you've informed me Lucas is injured. I think we'll play Fellaini up front to lean on Lovren. I can see Fellaini
destroy him.
I have no doubt. Either that or Fellaini will just elbow him and get sent off.
Oh, he's
have you seen the referee that we've got?
No.
No, he'll never get sent off.
It's some Spanish referee, and in his last 10 games, he's given 6 red cards and 27 yellows.
Nice.
So all the Spanish journalists were saying today, beware. He likes his red cards. So
the thing is, he always, like Trissy said, that he always gets away with his elbows.
In the Premiership. I think in Europe they'll be a bit more quick to clamp down on him.
Hopefully, because I absolutely despise him. That's who you want. Name the lineup you think Van Gaal will play.
Okay, so I think we'll start obviously with David De Gea, the best goalkeeper in the world in the league, in goal. We'll
Mignolet's
probably
better.
Go Varela.
Yeah. Carry on.
You didn't let me do the jingle. You didn't wait for me to do the jingle, Benny.
No.
He's given it. That's the joke of the week, isn't it?
I think we'll go Varela at right back. I think you'll see
Who?
Centre backs Varela.
No, Varela. Why would he play him?
Because he's standing under my umbrella.
Didn't he?
You up?
He's already in for Darmian.
No, I think that made sense. Yeah, Darmian's back fit, but I think he put Darmian in on Sunday because West Brom like to play those long balls and hit the fullbacks with them long balls, and Varela's a bit small, so I can see why he put Darmian in on Saturday, but I think you'll probably see Varela at right back. You up?
Darmian can't defend them, though.
Yeah, well, neither can Varela. Darmian's just a bit taller. Van Gaal logic is a taller man, head ball better. So I think we'll see Daley Blind and possibly Smalling will play centre back with Daley Blind.
Please.
And Rojo left back, and then you'll see. I don't want him to play Carrick, but I think he'll play Carrick and Herrera. And then you'll just see Lingard, Martial, Depay and Rashford maybe. One of them, and Mata, maybe he might drop Depay for Mata. Or who's in form at the moment for Man United?
Schneiderlin.
Van
So
Gaal.
he'll drop Schneiderlin for Fellaini. Yeah, it could be anything. You could see Romeo start and go, I really can't name you our lineups. All I can name you is the crap players that play every week.
The more important question is, do you think Van Gaal will get out of his seat and do something on the touchline?
Only if he starts hearing the snoring in the stadium, I think he might. But other than
It's
that...
him snoring.
He makes me laugh, Van Gaal, because what annoys me about Van Gaal is how many times does he have to make a substitution at half-time because he's got it wrong in the first half? I've lost count the amount of times...
I've normally fallen asleep by then, sorry.
Yeah, it's a struggle, trust me, it is a struggle. But he has to make substitutions at half-time so many times because he's made the wrong choice. And his argument for him sitting down on the bench is, well, I can't do anything on the sidelines, they know their orders. But they obviously aren't taking out the orders that you're giving them, so go up and tell them. Or, surprise, surprise, the opposition sometimes change their game plan in the middle of a game. It's, you might have to change yours. Our players just... It's so easy to play against Manchester United at the moment. Unless we score in the first half an hour, you've got a good chance. Now, that's the way it is at the moment. So I expect tomorrow to be... It's going to be tight. I do think it will be tight. I don't think we'll concede many. Whether we score will be another thing. What about you? What do you think your lineup will be?
Who wants to answer that one?
Who are you asking that to?
Either one that took the lead. Go on, you're alpha male.
As alpha, I will delegate this to Trissy to decide. Trissy, you are allowed to answer.
Alpha male, that's good. Sorry, what was the question again? I've forgotten now.
Who do you think will
who's
start
playing?
Liverpool?
I think Klein will play left back. He's not. I can't see him going with Moreno. I think pretty much what he's done is rested a fair few ready for it in the weekend, like Klein. That's why he rested him. And Sturridge.
You're not in the FA Cup, are you, this weekend?
No, exactly. Yeah. He's rested players for this match. Sturridge and Klein. That's why they didn't play midweek.
Has he been playing Klein at left back recently? Has he?
He did when Flano played right back, and it worked well.
Okay, so he's noticed Moreno as well then.
Yeah, I think he's clocked on.
Moreno's one of the strangest left backs I've ever watched play football. He seems to just make really, really odd decisions on a consistent basis. I can't remember the game where he fouled old me twice in the box, and in the second, I think it was Norwich, where he dived in, took him out, he got back up the player, and then he dived back in and took him out again and got the penalty.
He's known as, we call him in the live chat, we call him moronic. He seems to be, he's just erratic and he doesn't have a brain, which is a shame because he's got a fantastic touch, fantastic pace. He's got all the ability, but he's just got no brain. Imagine Moreno with Aurelio's brain. What would you think? Aurelio's brain in Moreno's body.
Yeah, he just seems to be injury prone. Yeah, I really rated Aurelio.
Well, he got injured playing football with his kids in the back garden once. Missed 6 months because he got injured playing football.
That is such a Jack Wilshere thing to do, isn't it? That is such a Jack Wilshere thing to do.
I think Jack Wilshere's got posters of him on his wall, actually.
Yeah, that would be a deadly player if you mix Moreno and Alberto. So,
was he converted? Was he converted?
Moreno was a converted left winger, yeah. And you watch him, but he hasn't got the ability of a left winger though, because he hasn't got the intelligence to know when to run. If you watch him, as soon as Liverpool get any kind of possession, even if it's not good possession, he doesn't wait and check and see if it's good possession or, time his runs at all. He just runs straight upfield. He doesn't look to see what's happening around him before he makes that run. He just does it. There's no thought process involved at all. It's just, they've got the ball. I'm going to run straight up and stand up by the fullback. It's ridiculous.
But in Spain, you can get away with that, can't you? You can't get away with going in Spain because the counter-attack normally involves about 20 passes before it gets towards the box, whereas in England, you lose possession quickly and it's turned over and you're facing an attack within 2 passes, aren't you? I mean, if you're playing Leicester and Moreno's caught halfway up the pitch, well, Vardy's already pulled on him and he's gone. Which I think he scored, didn't he? He scored against you, didn't he, Vardy? From the left-back position, funny enough.
Yeah, because Lovren had to get over and cover because Moreno was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a worldie, but when your centre-back is 35 yards out from the goal, and he still has to come over and cover the left-back, that's worrying positionally, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. I like seeing him play left midfield. I mean, I know what Trissy's saying, but at the end of the day, you don't know unless you try him there.
I think that's more making a good of a bad situation, isn't it? It's a bit like Benteke saying, we'll play him a centre-back because he's big. I think you're just looking for positions to play him because you pay quite a bit of money for them.
You've watched a player like Graham Lasso when he came in at Chelsea when they were short of left wingers, which Liverpool are, really. So they played him up in front of Celestine Babayaro a few years ago. And they were brilliant together because they were really good together, worked really well.
I remember that, yeah. I remember that.
That's what you're thinking is whether it could possibly be that kind of thing with Brad Smith behind him. Because neither are particularly good defensively, but if you have one being able to actually cover the other, maybe maybe it could add up to being decent defensively.
Yeah, and if we put another 11 on the pitch, we could. Do you know what I mean?
And if you've got another Mignolet to go in goal, you might.
That's it. If we had two, if we had 2 keepers in goal, That'd be all right.
I don't think even 2 Mignolet's would make a save, because all you have to do is kick it along the ground and he throws his feet out.
Do you know what they'd do if you had 2 Mignolets? They'd both go for the one easy ball between them and headbutt each other.
Each other out on the line, hit the post and then hit the back of their head and go in the goal.
That's exactly what would happen. No, not one of them would go, oh, let me get this one, mate. Not one will command and be clever. They'll just both go for it, headbutt each other, knock each other out. And then finally Ward will get a game.
So, like, going back onto the game, do you reckon you'll be playing 2 up front, or do you reckon you'll stay with the 1?
Be the 1. It'll be Sturridge, Coutinho, Firmino.
Yeah. But doesn't Firmino play quite... Firmino play quite forward.
Yeah, but they all move about.
Okay. Very
He's a striker.
Player.
He's really improved, hasn't he, Firmino? I've been quite impressed with him in the last couple of weeks. He's really kicked on now. He's settled.
In 2016, he's been involved in the most goals scored in the Premier League.
He's really kicked on.
7 scored and 4 assists, which is better than anybody else. 11 involvements.
Yeah, he's been really good. I mean, it can only be a bonus for you that Sturridge is fit as well, so you can actually see if there's a partnership there.
Yeah, I still reiterate, I don't think there'll be 2 up front. I think it'll be the 3 interchanging. But then I think Coutinho might come into midfield in the hope he drops Milner. But because Milner's got a red card in the Premier League, I expect him to play because he won't play at the weekend.
You haven't got a game at the weekend, have you?
Yeah, we've got... we're playing someone. Who are we playing? Sunday.
Are we?
Yep, Sunday we are playing... We're playing someone. Someone tough.
Cleared that up.
Yeah.
So,
hold on one sec. The connection's just dropping. Hold fire. Elise, move your legs because you're interfecting the Wi-Fi. Go lay back over where you was before it went bad.
Oh, God.
How's that? Is that all good? Hello?
Hello.
I'm fine. It was fine with mine.
Yeah, but you're coming through on mine a bit staticky. Ugh. No, right. Carry on. Where was we? Sorry.
You think it'll be 1 up front? You think it will definitely be 1 up front?
Yeah.
With an interchanging 3 behind him?
No, like interchange in front 3.
Okay, so Coutinho one side, Firmino the other side, and then...
Sturridge.
And then them 2 switching around.
Yeah, well, 3 moving about is what seems to be going on. Coutinho seems to favour the left. Firmino comes in off the right quite a lot, and Sturridge is actually peeling off to the right quite more.
The play on the right normally. It's how it's supposed to start. Yeah, we were supposed to play Chelsea, but it's been postponed. I didn't think we were playing.
Yeah, I just checked, and we haven't got a game. So it's a lot of the FA Cup games. Yeah. So right, where were we? Back on topic. Anyway, so that's our lineups. We think we're going to go Coutinho, Firmino, and
Sturridge.
Who's going to play central midfield if Lucas is injured?
It's going to be Can, Hendo, and Milner. The back 4, I'd like to see Klein on the left and Flano on the right, and then Lovren and Sacco again. But yeah, how do you think the result's going to go, Chris?
As soon as it was drawn, my head, and I knew the first game was away, my head straight away said 1-1. I've got 1-1 on the brain, and whether that'll be enough for us, I don't know. But I think it'll be a score draw, a low score draw because it's Manchester United, but it'll be a score draw.
What about you, Tris?
I don't do predictions. You know that.
When we were off the podcast, Tris said he thinks you're going to lose 2-0.
Fair enough.
No, I don't do predictions, then.
What about you, Benny?
Too superstitious.
Me, Do you know what? I quite like being at home first, because normally they say, if you're second leg at home, you can go and win it at home if you keep it tight away. But that seems to have never done us favours. I'd like us to make the most of being at home first, and I could see a good 2 or 3 goals for us, and then that piles on the pressure at Man U to perform at home. And I feel more confident playing at home, contradictory to what other people think. So, I think that might be a blessing in disguise, playing at home, feeling we got to get the job done here and there. We've got, when was our last game? Sunday. So we've not played since Sunday and Thursday, and then we ain't got a game at the weekend where, as Man U, got to prepare for West Ham. How serious is he going to take the FA Cup? Van Gaal, you can't really predict who he's going to play because he ain't got a clue. But yeah, so I'm quite confident for 2 or 3 goals to Liverpool, and then depending how Mignolet's feeling.
So, I think over the last 4 games since you've thrashed us at Old Trafford, what games have you gone into where you haven't felt confident you'll beat us?
Most of them, but we smashed you at Anfield this season. We lost that game. This is what I'm getting at. How many times have you played us, and you've every time you've gone into the game thinking, I feel like a comfortable win here, and you've ended up on the losing side 4 times in a row? And that's all down to De Gea, really. We've outplayed... I think at Old Trafford we dominated you for large parts. Not in terms of good play, but I don't think that you were ever in the game. I think both games at Old Trafford you weren't really... the Sterling wins... There was definitely one this season where we absolutely destroyed you, and if we just had us, and we just didn't have a centre forward. That was at your place. I think of the game at ours, I think you managed to get it back to 2-1 with a Benteke overhead kick, and then Martial announced himself. Oh, that was the game, weren't it? Yeah. Oh, that shocking defending from Skirv. There you go. Yeah.
Running away, let him in.
Yeah.
And then everyone raved about how wonderful he was because he just walked in with nobody tackling him.
And we were saying, well, no, it's just because Skirtle is absolute dog turd. Yeah. Well, I think it was more to do with everyone was talking about this is the new Henry, and then all of a sudden in his first game he makes an Henry-esque finish, and it's always nice when you see
nobody
his players built up.
Just a new Henry until he did that. He wasn't even rated in France. This is the thing. It was an absolute.
I'd heard the comparisons before the game. I'd heard the comparisons.
You must only from Man United fans getting excited because they paid so much for him, because nobody in France rated him. Honestly, he was not highly rated in France. It was a huge shock that they got 50 million for him. That was a huge shock.
He's done the business for us, though, in fairness. He's looked really good. Yeah. I can't fault him. Out of all the players there, he seems to be not fazed by anything. That's his biggest attribute. He seems to take everything in his stride, and maybe that's why. I have no idea. I don't understand why Manchester United have so many underperforming players. Everything points to one reason, and yet we don't seem to do anything about it. We just let it continue. So
I'd never have paid that money for Martial, to be honest.
But then, no, that's probably because you didn't know him. Like Trish says, no one rated him in France. I don't know much about that myself, but
I don't know nothing about him from France. But seeing how he plays out, what I've seen of him in the Premier League, I just don't know where that money come from for that player.
You've not been impressed by him?
No, he got that goal against us, and then he was going to be amazing, and then he literally didn't do nothing for about 10 games, then scored. It's like what we said about Rooney. And I think
he's being chopped about a bit, though, isn't he? I think he's found himself centre forward, left wing, right wing, number 10, all sorts of positions. He scored, I think he scored about 9 goals this season. So, and he's scoring goals away from home, which I always think is a sign of a good striker when they score away from home. Because you'd always find a striker.
Sometimes it's the opposite.
I think if you play for a club like Liverpool and Manchester United, yeah, I know what you're saying. If you play for a club like Manchester United and Liverpool, the expectation on you to score is going to be greater in your home stage.
Not just that, more to the point, you get more space and freedom away from home when you're a team like Liverpool or Man United. because teams don't defend so deep against you when they're at home because they have to come out and attack.
But do you not think for all the possession Man United have, and they do dominate games, and you dominate on possession.
Yeah, but that's not dominating a game. That's just needless passing sideways. That's Italian football of the 80s, you know. It's not domination of a football, because as soon as we lose it, we concede. We're not dominating the game.
But you should be scoring more, do you know what I mean? For all the poor possession. And that's what I'm saying. Surely,
if every pass is backwards, you're never going to get players in front, are you, to get the ball in? Is
it literally that bad, is it?
It is that bad, honestly, mate. It really is. Sometimes we can have the ball outside the box and there's no one inside the box, so it just passes outside the box and we go back to the centre-back.
Well, then shouldn't a player of 50 million's worth be demanding the ball and making things happen?
He is. He's the only one doing it, mate. That's what I'm saying. He's the only one, like, being brave to take the ball and run at a player. Depay tries it, but he tries doing the same thing over and over again. Martial, he's got a bit
He's too busy playing flash, isn't he? Let's be honest. I don't mean on the pitch, I mean off the pitch as well.
And on it as well, though. I mean, his personal life and his professional life, he seems to be... He wants them, that highlight reel, rather than the accolades that, you know, trophies. He seems to want them 7-second finds of back heels.
Do you regret him?
Depay?
Yeah.
Time will tell. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? It's now I'm sitting there saying, well, is he worth 25 million, 29 million, whatever we paid for him? But in 5 years' time, you never know. He might pull a Ronaldo, and you look at it and go, wow, well, that was a bargain. You know, I'm pretty sure Wenger, after the third year of Ronaldo, was quite happy that he passed up the opportunity to sign him. And then 2 years later, everyone's talking about how Wenger passed up the opportunity to sign Ronaldo. We'll only find out as he progresses, obviously.
Even worse, we could have said...
Yeah, we turned Ronaldo down, yeah.
Yeah, 3.6 million. Gerard Houllier wanted to sign him.
Why did you turn him down?
Because of that.
Harry decided that was too expensive for a teenager.
Who did?
Rick Parry. Sorry.
Your CEO or whatever it was, your director.
Yeah, he was the accountant.
He must not be named.
Accountant.
Is he the one where he was in charge when you started signing players like Schmitzer and... Is that him? What
a player Schmitzer was.
Yeah, he was the one that Rafa fell out with big time. That wanted Rafa got him out. That was all over all the power games.
Yeah, Rafa wanted the top end players, and he wanted to find the 6 million bargains.
Oh, he didn't want to spend 6 million. That was far too much. No, seriously. That's why we didn't end up with quite a few players. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, 3.6 million. The fee was all agreed. Houllier had it all set up and that. But Parry pulled it. Wouldn't pay it. Said it was too much for an unproven kid.
Well, didn't Arsene Wenger have Yaya Toure as well?
Yeah, he had both brothers at one.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, but Yaya Toure, if you touch him, he only plays well once in a blue moon.
But
I agree.
I just want to bring that question up. Can you give me a really political answer? Do you regret Depay right now?
Right now, I probably regret him as much as you regretted Firmino 6 weeks ago. If you know what I mean, that's what I mean. Though. A lot of Liverpool fans are questioning the signing, and then all of a sudden he might hit a bit of form in 6 weeks' time.
No.
But do I regret signing him?
Flashes of skill and quality.
Yeah, Firmino did look class at Hoffenheim too. I mean, you can argue about the price paid and what it's going to rise to, you know, what Edo 2 talks about. But I've never been unhappy with the signing of Firmino.
I was always keen on the signing of him.
But I think that's modern-day fans in general, isn't it? If you spend a lot of money, fans are happy regardless if the player's any good or not. That's why a lot of Liverpool fans at the moment are desperate for Benteke to work out, aren't they? Instead of turning around and going, no, this bloke is just utter crap.
Yeah, but we're talking about, are you happy with him, not what the rest of the fans are?
I'm not happy with his performances this season. If I had seen the performances he's displayed this season, would I pay the money for him now? No.
That's the thing as well. You compare it to Firmino, like Tristan said. Firmino's always looked like he could do something. You know, he's always looked an interesting player. Depay looks totally bland any time I've seen him play. He looks one-dimensional. Have you ever seen something where you go, oh, okay, maybe this might... Okay, maybe once he's settled, we see a bit more of that, you know.
I say to my mate who I watch the games with, he reminds me just of a Dutch Ashley Young. He just wants to come in and he's right and just hit a cross or a shot. It's very repetitive and predictable, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
A bit like all of our play. That's what I say. He's the Dutch Ashley Young, and for a bloke, he still makes really poor decisions as well. But he's young; he might learn. I'm not going to throw him on the scrap heap just yet. But based on the performances I've seen this season, if my club was going to sign him next season, would I want him? No, I don't think. If we were putting him on the market now, the teams like Bayern Munich or Real Madrid would be looking at him. Put it that way.
No.
So have you seen any signs of him coming good?
He's shown flashes. I mean, against Watford away, he was brilliant. Against, can't remember who he played in the Champions League qualifiers, but he looked brilliant over the 2 legs that game. Recently as against Arsenal and Midtjylland, he looked decent as well. He's shown flashes, but my argument to that would be, well, is that the level of player he's used to dominating? You know, is that why he looks good? Because he's used in Holland, PSV are the big team, and you're playing Heerenveen every sort of twice a season, whereas in England it doesn't matter who you're playing, you might not rate them as much, but they're going to be better than one of the crap left backs in Holland or right backs, you know, whichever way. So yeah, he's not a player that excites me, and he's not a player that I think should be on the team sheet and get upset when he's not on the team sheet. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if he was playing tomorrow.
Yeah, but
That's
likewise, I mean, you might turn around tomorrow and put in a great performance. What worries me again, though, go back to Van Gaal, is just as he seems to build up a bit of confidence, we drop him. And that happened again at the weekend. He built up a bit of confidence and he found himself on the bench. And
well, that's because you've got the next Messi.
Who's that? Rashford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't get in ahead of him,
don't make
obviously.
rash decisions.
Oh, he's going to be all over you.
That was crap.
Yeah.
Tristan, don't do the puns. Leave that to me, all right?
You're better than that, okay? Come on, you are better than the puns.
But,
leave the puns for the unprofessionals.
So, so that's right. We've done lineups, we've done predictions, we've done some players. Anyone else want to...
I'll tell you what I want to know from an outside view, and obviously you're going to have your specs on both of you, but what is your view on the Manchester United style, like the way we play at the moment? What do you feel? And obviously you can cover a whole podcast on it and go easy on it. But like from an outside view, because you know, as a Man United fans, we always have our favoured players. So sometimes we make excuses for certain players when, in actual fact, they've not been great. And so, from an outside point of view, what do you think the main problem is?
Firstly, I'll say to you, I'm never biased. I have no glasses. I'm free to change my opinion, and I'm always honest in my critique. As for how you play, I can't really say I've watched enough of Man United to judge. Obviously, you look at them dominating possession, but I don't really... I guess that speaks for itself. The fact I can't be bothered to watch them because they are that boring. You know,
I have literally fallen asleep watching Man United this season. Literally, not even joke. Because the games are on late over here, obviously, when they're evening games. And normally I struggle to stay awake unless the game, if the game's not exciting, you have to fight to stay awake. Watching Man United, I can't, if they're on, it's just impossible. Because you just find yourself, it's like a metronome, it's just tick, tick, pass, 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 like that, and that's it.
Did you see the worst corner in the history of football that we played last week against Watford?
Well, where it ended up back at De Gea, didn't it?
Yeah, we brought everyone forward. He took the corner short, gave it to Depay, and it ended up at Carrick and went back to De Gea. And then everyone had to run back.
Mate, you've obviously never saw Iago Aspas taking corners.
Yeah, but at least he got it in the box. Or tried to get it in the box.
I don't think he got it on the field.
He was special at that, yeah. But the thing is with Van Gaal, I just think he reminds me of like Brendan Rodgers and all those others that copy Barcelona but haven't actually understood what Barcelona do.
Yeah,
because I mean, he was coaching Barcelona to at the start of when Cruyff wanted it introduced, but he was coaching to Cruyff's specifications, not his own take on it. And it's like he hasn't listened to what Cruyff has actually set out for him to do.
I don't.
So he's just thinking he's just got hold of the possession for possession's sake, and not realised that it's not possession for possession's sake; it's possession for a purpose. And the reason why you keep it is to tire the opposition out. But if you don't pass it quickly, you're not going to tire them out because they're not moving anywhere.
If you don't suck in the players,
Yeah, you've got 20 minutes to walk over to the player who's got the ball, because the pass is only going to go sideways or backwards slowly. So your players have got time to shift over all the time. They're not having to sprint to get to cover a break or anything like that. So you're not tiring them out, and that's
like
you're not.
Barcelona force the ball into midfield, because once it comes into midfielders, the opposition feel they have to go and tackle and go break up play. But when you're passing it around the back four, like you say, and you're passing it slowly around the back four, they don't need to press that. So the possession along the back four makes no sense. And like I say, I can't really say I've seen much of Man United, but to answer your question, they are boring, obviously, and you don't. Tristy says about it's like Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers had a Luis Suarez. Man United don't have a Luis Suarez to have all the possession in the world. But if you ain't got that Luis Suarez, then you're not going to be deadly. And so that's my take on Man United.
It makes sense. I mean, my theory on it is the players have mentioned that they have way too many meetings, or they feel they have too many meetings, and I'm guessing these meetings are about the next opponent, and I think they can get a bit of tunnel vision. I think if Van Gaal's just constantly on at them in meetings every day about the right back's poor, get on the right back, well, they tend to sort of focus all their area down one attack inside or the other one, or, whichever they deem the weakest area. Manchester United seem to just try and go that way all the time, and after about 20 minutes, the opponent sort of figure out what's going on and just take a man over there and say double up, and then just sit tight. And like Christian says, if all we're doing is passing it back to each other all the time, well, they can just keep their shape, keep strong, and then just hit balls over the top. You might get 12 wrong, but the 13th time you'll get through, and then you just rely on your striker to take a chance. And if it's Jamie Vardy, he's going to score. If it's Ighalo, you'll probably sky it over the bar, but...
They've got the worst passing percentage and possession stats in the Premier League, Leicester, but they're top.
Yeah, well, this is what I said.
When Van Gaal's going on about possession and passing, it's just ridiculous.
Well, I think there was a stat out the other day that the games that Manchester United have won and looked good winning, I think we've averaged about 50%, no more than that, of the ball, which sort of tells you that maybe we play better on maybe the counter-attack, or when we don't have as much possession, because maybe the players have to play a bit more on instinct than they do in this sort of mundane, robotic style of play that they're being told to play in. When they can play off the cuff a little bit, all of a sudden you realise, oh, hang on a minute, Schneiderlin is a decent midfielder. Herrera can go forward and score goals, instead of constantly them having to shield the ball and go forward, sideways and backwards. And it just seems to me like possession for possession's sake so many times. And the corners sort of, for me, sort of show everything that all you need to know really about Manchester United at the moment, which is short corners. Just every corner short. And it's not even the old Chelsea-style short corners where it would stop it and then whip it in. It's the same thing over and over again. And all they do is they just drop out of the box and we're all offside, and it just happens over. Why bring the centre-backs up is my argument. Just leave them back. You might as well, because we don't put it in.
Can I ask you something? Is it just me, or have I noticed correctly a call by United fans for Danny Blind to play in midfield? Because I seem to have edited quite a lot of posts saying, he should be in midfield, he's much better there.
I think it might be I mean, I could imagine it probably you've edited quite a lot recently because of Michael Carrick's poor performances, and maybe that's a sort of an offspring of that, rather than actually Daley Blind playing in midfield. But Daley Blind's no better than Michael Carrick in midfield. If anything, he's worse, and Michael Carrick's 33, for God's sake.
Has anybody actually... I'm just wondering, have they just forgotten how hopeless he was in midfield? Because he was the worst defensive midfielder I've ever seen. I mean, he spent most of the game around the edge of the box when you lost possession, and he's so slow. He's never getting back.
He's got to be he's got to be the slowest football player I've seen since Neil Ruddock. He really has. He's just, he's got a good footballing brain on him, and he can.
That's good at footballing brain.
Well, he seems compared to most footballers, he's got a decent footballing brain. And
who's this? Michael Carrick?
No,
David. Sorry.
Because he's constantly caught out of positions. How can he have a good football brain? If he had a good football brain, he'd be in position, and that wouldn't be the issue at all. But he's always getting caught out of position. That's your weakest link, is him.
Yeah, but is he a centre-back? That's the problem, It's like he's being asked to play a position he's not
a footballer, is he?
He's not a Manchester United footballer.
He's there because of who his dad is. That's the only reason he's a professional footballer, because he's hopeless.
And he's davishly good looking as well, so the girls can put the posters up in there.
I'll take your word for that.
AJH really has got a thing about Daley Blind. He loves Daley Blind. Little shout out for Tony there. Oh, he's got a real man crush on Blind. It's nearly as bad as yours on Klopp.
Yeah, well, mine's a bit.
Klopp is sexy though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Klopp's a genius as well.
Teeth.
Don't care, mate.
Hey,
I'll still kiss him.
Hell, I'd let him marry me daughter. That's how much I love him.
I'd let him punch Elise in the face, and I'd say thank you.
Yeah,
and then I'd apologise for it only just because I have to.
You catch him sleeping with your missus and tuck him in.
I'll high five him.
Basically, we wouldn't want to catch him.
I'll coach him. I'll say, look, do that right. I'll say, what a lad.
She likes it if you kiss.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll high five and we'll go talk about football.
You asked me about the Daley Blind things. I'm sure I've read on the Liverpool page a few Liverpool fans sort of giving Klopp a bit of stick recently, or
no, they're buffoons.
Maybe the run that you went on.
They're just buffoons trolling. Yeah. Who can't love Klopp?
Tristan keeps posting him, so he must agree.
No, Tristan's writing them just to cause a debate.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've let the cat out of the bag, didn't I, Trish? That was meant to know if your dislike for Klopp.
He has so many different alter egos and alter personalities. He has more usernames than Harry, Tristan.
Harry. Yeah, I was going to say, who do you think Harry is, really? You don't know how hard it was to put on that accent for the podcast. To be two people.
Which is too short of only two less than Harry's 8.
What's his name now? Kovacic.
I don't know. Isn't it transition now?
No, it's Kova. That is him, isn't it?
I have no idea. He has so many. He changes it every week, I think.
It's Kovacic.
I don't know why he keeps changing anyway. Because if he was banned, it wouldn't be, I don't understand. Because if it was because he was banned, then he wouldn't be able to log into a new, he wouldn't be able to set up a new account on Post. So he just seems to, I think he must just forget his password or something, or what his name is this week. So he has to set up another one.
Or maybe every time he posts, he just gets absolute dogs abuse and then thinks if he posts under a different name, his post might not get dogs abuse. The problem is he spouts the same stuff every time, which means it's easy to spot.
We love it though. We can say what we want about Harry too, because we know that he doesn't listen.
Yeah, he's not going to hear it, don't worry.
I can't believe that. After all the whining he did about wanting to be on the podcast, and he doesn't even listen to it anyway.
Shocking. At least Chris here can say, you've listened to our podcast.
I always listen to your podcast.
I don't know why, we just waffle on about nonsense.
That's why I always listen to your podcast, because it's very loosely Liverpool related.
Oh no!
We started talking about Manchester United lineups, and Trish started going on about Jamie Vardy at right wing for England.
So is this supposed to be about Liverpool?
Oh, I don't know what it's about anymore. What's life about?
So I thought it was a joke podcast for Benny to tell, to just highlight Benny's joke telling skills. Ready for his new
highlight reel.
We should just start talking about deeper stuff. We should just scrap football.
Just start up therapy.
Yeah, we can just discuss the meaning of life, and why not? Let's like that drunk history on TV. We should just all get drunk and chat crap for an hour.
Tristan can't get drunk.
Oh yeah.
I can get drunk in Dubai. I just don't drink, so I wouldn't be. But you can get drunk. There's plenty of bars here.
I know what we can do for the last 15 minutes. Anyway, I think 15 minutes about that. We got 10 minutes. I think we should keep the feature of the quiz, and we will do a quiz off here
on Liverpool.
On Liverpool, yeah.
Right, my speciality.
On Liverpool and Man U's history. Questions on that?
Yeah, he has to answer on Liverpool, and I have to answer on Man U.
Oh, I was thinking sort of joint things like who scored the goal in the 1994 Man U Liverpool at Old Trafford, blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm crap at names, so yeah.
That sort of thing. Okay, so whilst I sort that out, why don't you two chat amongst yourselves?
Sounds like a plan. Are we still recording, by the way?
Yep, so no swearing.
Podcast gold. This is podcast gold.
I can't tell you what I actually think of you then, Chris, because I'm not allowed to swear. I can't do that with using specific.
My missus has just pulled the wanker side at me.
See, you've already ruined it. We're not supposed to be swearing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll beep it out. Beep. There you go. Right. I've found a little quiz here on the history of Man U and Liverpool. So, as per... Who did you face in the last quiz? Was it Wes? Okay, so this time you're facing Chris. Setting up scoreboard now. Now, the rules are... You have 5 seconds to answer from when I decide to start counting 5 seconds. And yeah, it's basically that. I've got 9 questions, so we'll go 4 each. And if there's a tie, it'll be down to the last one. Okay, so who wants... Chris, would you like questions A or questions B?
Oh, I'll go for A.
Okay, so that's this first question up. I'll give you the options, and then you have 5 seconds to decide. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Tristan, play the quiz jingle.
Is there a quiz jingle? Have we got one?
Yep, you're about to make it up right now.
Oh God, I'm blank.
I actually think that's a really good jingle as well, because we're on the Liverpool podcast. We can just put in there.
Yeah.
And that'll be the quiz.
That'll do. That'll do.
Benny Baller's quiz of the week. Right, here we go then. Chris, how many trophies have the two sides won between them? 101, 111, 121, 131. 5, 4.
121.
121. It's right.
Is
Wow.
that major trophies? Does that count the Charity Shield?
I figured that out because I know that I think you've won 64 and we've won 60 odd as well. I know there's not much in it, but it's in the 60s. So
Great logic. He's off to a flying start.
But if they were both in the 60s, that would make it more than 120.
Yeah, and it's 121.
Yeah.
So maybe we've won 61, they've won 60. Or if we've won 64, you've won 57.
Something like that, yeah.
Something. Right, Tristan, your question. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you the options, and then you'll have 5 seconds. How many different Liverpool managers did Sir Alex Ferguson see off whilst at Old Trafford? You have 5, 6, 7 or 8. 5, 4, 3,
7.
7 is your answer? 7 is right. Oh, we're in a quiz now. We're in a quiz.
We're really in the juicy part.
That's it. Right. Next question for Chris. Who was the last player to be transferred directly between clubs? Your options are Ted Savage, Thomas McNulty, Phil Chisnell, or Tom Miller. 5, 4. Chisnell's your answer. He's done it. It is Phil Chisnell. He was a transfer in 1964.
I knew that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's one of those.
As soon as you said the name, I knew the name. Because I think they always bring it up every time.
Yeah, when the Gabriel Heinze move was in the offing, it came up about 4,000 times then. And I was doing the site.
Just before we get on to the quiz again. It was when it was reported.
Yeah, Heinze handed in a transfer request, everything, tried to force the move, but Ferguson refused to budge.
Tristan, you have got the easiest question because the options are all your best friends. So, which Liverpool player's great idea was it to wear those infamous cream suits ahead of the 1996 FA Cup final against Man United? Was it your mate Robbie Fowler? Was it your mate Steve McManaman? Was it your mate Jamie Radknapp? Or was it David James?
Oh, God, I can't remember which one.
4.
I'm going to go with J-Mo.
David James?
Yeah.
McManaman, wasn't it?
It was David James. We're in a quiz now. We're in a quiz.
I knew it wasn't McManaman.
See, I had Robbie Fowler down.
No, it was one of the models. It was either Redknapp or James. It was one of those two, because it was one of the models got it suggested to them. It's like, I knew it was a dick.
What a good suggestion.
Somebody I didn't like.
Fair enough.
So it had to be either...
Right, your third question, Chris. Quiz? Did I say quiz? I did, didn't I?
Yeah. It doesn't
right,
matter.
your third question, Chris. Quite an easy one here. Which of these Liverpool's 80s favourites has played for Manchester United? Your options are Ray Houghton, Peter Beardsley, Steve Nicol and Steve Staunton.
Ray Houghton.
Ray Houghton is
What?
wrong.
Peebo. Yeah.
It was Peter Beardsley. The former England man made a £250,000 move to Old Trafford in 1982.
Was that before or after Vancouver Whitecaps? I can't remember.
God knows. He's turning out just once for Ron Atkinson's men.
Yep. That's probably why I don't even remember him. And I'm only 30 years old.
That's a big X next to your score sheet.
I love you, Beardsley, as a player.
He was a fine-looking gentleman.
I did like the fact that he made me look better as well.
Here you go then. Tristan, to take a lead. Eric Cantona made his comeback from his 8-month suspension for attacking a Crystal Palace fan against Liverpool in October 1995. But what was the score?
Oh, I know.
2-2. 2-2. It was a penalty that was never a penalty. Dennis Irwin was 25 yards outside the box when he dived.
Hung on the goal
and
stand.
Still got a penalty. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And he wouldn't give us a penalty, even though Fowler got flattened about 45 times in the box, and he didn't give a single thing because we didn't have a fan in the ground because they were the only club ever to be allowed to shut down shut out away fans.
The answer.
And they were redoing the stadium.
The answer was actually 1-1.
Yeah, we went 1-0. No, was it 2-0?
2-2.
I'm only joking. You're right. It's 2-1.
we went 1-0 up as well, didn't we? We went 1-0 up and you turned it around.
Yeah. Battered you. Absolutely battered you. It was only because the ref wouldn't give us a thing because we didn't have a single fan. Fowler must have got chopped down about 6 or 7 times. Clear penalty.
Say it was 2-2 even game.
Chris, your question. Now, you need this to stay in the game.
Sudden death, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Which of these Liverpool players has never scored against United? Fabio Aurelio, David Ungog, Bojuwijin Zenden, Andre Dossena. 5.
Say the third one again.
Bojuwijin Zenden.
Zenden hasn't.
You're going with Zenden. Okay. Now, I would agree with that. And you are right.
I could remember Aurelio scored a free kick. I was there for the game. We went 1-0 up and you ended up beating us 4-1. It was the worst game I've ever been.
And Dossena was the same score.
And Dossena blocked us, didn't he? Yeah.
That's a beautiful goal. He scored 2 goals in 2 games, and that was about all he did this entire career. Real Madrid and Man United to give us 4-1 wins.
Tristan, to win the quiz. Are you ready?
Yep.
Who has played in the most Liverpool vs Manchester United games? Is it Ryan Giggs? Is it Jamie Carragher? Is it Ian Callaghan? Is it Bobby Charlton? 5. 4.
It can't be Callaghan because they were down
3.
Giggs.
2. Going for Giggs.
Yeah.
Giggs, your final answer.
Yeah, though I'm betting it's Carragher.
With 48 games. It is the Welsh wizard himself, Ryan Giggs.
Oof.
That is it.
Well, we had to be more Carragher because Callaghan was down. Man United were relegated during Callaghan's period, and we were down and came up, and Man United went down.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Tristan. Your first quiz win.
I will win the game tomorrow and make it even. So.
How do you feel, Chris?
It won't count now. I've won the quiz.
I must admit, I'm quite distraught because I said Ray Houghton in full confidence that I had the right answer, and to realise that Peter Beardsley's played for Manchester United, it's upset me a little bit losing the quiz, Benny. But I'm going to get over it. I'm going to revise, and I'll come back and beat him.
No, you don't come back from a defeat like that. Do you want to know the deciding question if you drew?
Yeah,
should we play it for fun? The two sides met in the 2007 FA Youth Cup final. Who missed the crucial spot kick in Liverpool's penalty shootout win?
Oh, God, I knew that was going to be...
In 2007?
Yep.
I'm going to go for...
Would you like the options, a pair of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, give us the options, because I might remember it then.
Fabian Brandy, Danny Welbeck, Sam Hewson, or Danny Drinkwater?
Drinkwater. Just because his name's relevant at the moment.
Tristan, who's your pick?
Oh, I was going to go with Welbeck.
Yeah, I was going to go Welbeck, you know.
Yeah, but Welbeck doesn't miss much, so.
I'll click any. It was Sam Hewson.
Ah. I knew I shouldn't. Yeah, I didn't remember that at all.
That was a good little quiz, wasn't it?
Well, it was, because I won. I enjoyed it.
Right. Is there any other business you'd like to discuss?
Off the top of my head, I can't. I'm still trying to get over the devastation of losing the quiz.
He's crying. He's too busy crying. I mean, talk about ruining his day.
I know. You're not going to be able to sleep now.
Because I'm going to be up revising. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to come back and I'm going to quiz you two, and I won't need to go onto Google, Benny, and get the questions.
So for the second leg, are we doing a Man United podcast and you're having us on there as special guests?
I can do that. I would like to do that. But it'd still be you two just hammering me. So.
Okay.
I'm just.
Should we do Benny Baller's joke of the week?
Oh, does he know how to do the jingle?
Hopefully.
Who, me?
Yeah. But it's always the guest. Oh, yeah. Always the guest that does the jingle.
Yeah, I can do it. Now?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on.
Benny Baller's joke of the week.
It's great stuff. Okay. What's the difference between a dead dog in the road and a dead Man United fan?
I don't know.
Skid marks in front of the dog.
I was going to say you swerved to avoid the dog.
It's brilliant. I love it.
It's pretty poor. It's pretty poor.
That's his best one. What are you talking about?
It's all gone downhill since the quiz.
You couldn't really get much better than me beating you, though, could you?
I had to let you win, Tristan, otherwise you just edit all my posts from now on.
So will I do that anyway?
You'll start letting the Arsenal boys actually post to me, reply back to me without deleting them.
Why can't you get a cup of tea at Old Trafford?
Because all the cups are out.
Because all the mugs are on the pitch. All the cups are out. Right, no, seriously, let's wrap it up there. Right, it's been a pleasure, Chris. Genuinely, I mean that.
I think we really got to the crux of some issues in this podcast. I think we've really discussed the key points of the two teams.
We smashed it in professional as always, to be honest.
What was the question?
We discussed it.
We got as far as talking about the notes that Benny had made, and then they sort of went off topic after that.
My perfect note system never fails. You might be a bit more organised on your Man United podcast, but we have to be natural, free-flowing, That's what the posters love, that's why we have more
people. In true Man United fashion, we have to be robotic.
Yes, that's it. And, that's why we have more listeners than the Man United page, Ooh.
It's not really saying much, is it?
I reckon Chris...
The only listener to Chris' podcast is his missus.
It's just Chris hitting refresh on YouTube to make the views go up.
I just keep logging onto every computer at work and hitting it.
Right, brilliant stuff. Right, I'm cancelling recording.
His family phones them all up, says, "Quick, I've put another one up."
Right.
So, when are we recording it? We're recording this podcast. When are we going to start?
Wow.
Oh, we've not bothered. We just thought we'd talk.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Chris, prediction quick.
Top of the head, 1-1.
Tristan, quick. Don't say you don't do predictions. Just give me a prediction.
No, it's bad luck.
Okay, Tristan, win, lose or draw, Liverpool.
Because I'm not answering because it's bad luck.
Right, I'll stop recording anyway. But who do you think will win?
I'm not answering it. Honestly, I don't do predictions.
All right, we are still recording.
He thinks Liverpool are going to lose.
No, I just don't do predictions.
While you're away, Ben, you said 2-0 Man United. So.
I don't know about it.
Right, can't say it there. Hopefully you're listening to this podcast and you're looking forward to a game. We might do a recap of the game unless we lose and I'm too moody to do it. So, yeah, all the best. Thanks for listening. Cheers. Ta-ra, bye.